This is our 8th lecture of thermal engineering. Already we have seen our unit number 1, fundamentals of thermodynamics. Then Tatasar is taking the second unit, that is ideal gas processes. Then we are going to start the unit number 3, that is steam and steam boilers, which is for the 14 marks. Now let us see the course outcome of this chapter. The course outcome of this chapter is that on successful completion of this course, the students can able to use and apply different boiler systems. The students can able to use and apply, that means first to recognize that systems, to understand that systems, then use that systems, then apply that systems to the particular application. This is the course outcome of this chapter. This is the syllabus of the chapter number 3. The basic points are steam fundamentals, then vapor processes, then different types of steam boilers, then boiler mountings, boiler accessories, boiler instrumentation, then methods of energy conservation in boilers. Now let us see the first point, that is generation of steam at constant pressure. Before that, we understand what is exactly the steam. As we know that if we are heating the water, then there is the production of water vapors. So basically the steam is the mixture of that water vapors and air. So how we can define the steam? So steam is the mixture of water vapors and air. What? It is a mixture of water vapors and air. Okay, so let us see what kind of question is asked over this topic. So the question is asked like this: explain steam generation process for 1 kg of water at 0 degree Celsius under constant pressure with the help of TS diagrams. That means we have to explain the steam generation process for 1 kg of water which is at 0 degree Celsius, which is at under constant pressure with the help of TS diagrams. Okay, so to understand this generation of steam at constant pressure, let us see this setup. Let us see the example of piston cylinder arrangement and the water which is filled at 0 degree Celsius inside the cylinder. So to keep the pressure constant, there is the addition of weight over the piston. Weight is added over the piston to keep the pressure constant. So what we have to do in this case, we have to heat that cylinder. We have to heat that cylinder by using a burner. After heating as we know that after heating this cylinder for some period of time, then what happens? The water starts to boil. And there is the production of water vapors. As we know that the boiling point of water is T is equal to 100 degree Celsius. The boiling point of water is 100 degree Celsius. That means the water starts to boil at 100 degree Celsius, and there is the starting of production of water vapors or a steam. So in figure second, we can see after heating for some time period, there is the production of steam inside the cylinder. That means it is a liquid plus gas phase. That means the total water is not converted into the vapor, but some amount of water is converted into the vapor and some water is remaining inside the cylinder. So that due to the pressure inside the cylinder, due to the pressure of steam inside the cylinder, the piston moves in a upward direction. So that we can see the piston in second diagram, which is at some higher level than a figure number 1. Okay, so let us see the condition of this diagram number 2. The temperature is, as we know that water starts to boil, that means the temperature is 100 degrees Celsius, pressure is kept constant, and the phase is liquid plus gas because some amount of steam is produced. Okay, so this is a liquid plus gas phase, and the steam is wet steam. Which steam? Wet steam, because the water is mixed inside the steam. Water is mixed inside the steam. After that we are going to heat the same cylinder again. Then we can find only the dry saturated steam. We can find only the dry saturated steam inside the cylinder, and due to the pressure inside the cylinder, the piston moves in a upward direction. Okay, what happens here? Whenever we are going to heat again that cylinder at 100 degree Celsius, because the temperature is not going to increase in this case. So whatever the wet steam is that in a previous diagram, that is converted into completely into the dry saturated steam. Dry saturated steam. Okay, and let us see the diagram number 4. After heating for a longer period, the dry saturated steam is converted into superheated steam. Which steam? Superheated steam. And let us see the conditions for the fourth case. The temperature which is greater than 100 degrees Celsius, T is equal to greater than 100 degree Celsius. Temperature is greater than 100 degree Celsius. Then the steam is completely dry. Okay. Now again we will see for all the conditions. The first is the temperature is 0 degree Celsius, pressure is constant, and the phase is liquid. Okay, so liquid water is filled inside the cylinder which is at 0 degree Celsius. Then after heating for some time period, then the water starts to boil at 100 degrees Celsius, so that the temperature is 100 degrees Celsius. Then pressure is kept constant as we have added a weight over the piston. Then we will get a wet steam inside the cylinder, because it is the mixture of water as well as water vapors, so that is known as a wet steam. Okay, so this is the liquid plus gas phase. After heating for some time, then the temperature is not increasing, the temperature is kept constant, that is 100 degrees Celsius, because that T is equal to 100 degrees Celsius is the saturation temperature of water. Why it is saturated? Because the temperature is not increasing. In this case. The pressure is kept constant, and after heating the liquid or the wet steam for a longer time, we will get the dry saturated steam. Why this is saturated steam? Because some amount of water particles are there. Which are contained inside the steam. Okay. Then the temperature is greater than 100 degrees Celsius. Pressure is kept constant, and the steam type is dry superheated steam. This is printing mistake. This is the superheated steam. Temperature is greater than 100 degrees Celsius, and pressure is kept constant. Okay, so as we have seen the 4 phases, the first is water at 0 degrees Celsius. the state is liquid and the temperature is 0 degree Celsius. Then the second phase is that water plus steam mixture, because after heating 0 degree Celsius water for some time period, then it is converted into the mixture of water plus steam, which is at 100 degree Celsius, because water starts to boil at 100 degree Celsius, which is liquid plus gas phase, and the temperature is 100 degree Celsius. Then after heating that water and steam mixture for some time period, then we will get a saturated steam, which steam? Saturated steam at 100 degrees Celsius. At 100 degrees Celsius, the temperature is not increasing in this case, but the phase changing from water plus steam to steam. Okay, so from the phase changes from liquid plus gas to gas. Okay, which is at temperature is equal to 100 degrees Celsius, and this is the saturation temperature of water. Tsat is equal to 100 degrees Celsius. Then the final phase is the superheated steam at temperature T sup, which is greater than 100 degree Celsius. That means after this stage the temperature goes on increasing and the phase is completely gas, because there is no water particles which are contained inside the steam. So this type of steam is known as a dry superheated steam, because it doesn't contains any water particles in that. Okay, so these are the 4 phases. Okay, so let us see the TS diagram or TQ diagram. Okay, so we have started from here. This is the point number 1, this is point number 2, this is point number 3, this is point number 4. Okay, so we are starting from this, the phase number 1, that is at the water at 0 degrees Celsius. Water at here, the water at 0 degree Celsius at this point number 1. Okay, then at point number 2, what happens after heating for a longer time? The water starts to boil at 100 degree Celsius, but after that the temperature which is kept constant, and we will get dry saturated steam at point number 3. We will get which steam? Dry saturated steam at point number 3, but the temperature is kept constant. Okay, after observing this graph, we will see that the temperature is kept constant and the temperature is T saturation, that is T is equal to 100 degree Celsius. Okay, then let us see the point number 4. We will get a dry superheated steam. We will get dry superheated steam at point number 4. At point number 4, we will get a dry superheated steam. Okay, and the temperature which is greater than 100 degree Celsius. The temperature which is greater than 100 degree Celsius. Once again, let us see all the points. So this is the point number 1, this is point number 2, this is point number 3, this is point number 4. Point number 1 is what? As we have seen in a previous chart, that is the water which is at 0 degree Celsius. 0 degree Celsius. After that we have started heat the water. Then we will see a straight line graph from 1 to 2. This is the heating of water. Okay, so at point number 2 at 100 degree Celsius, water starts to boil, and we will find the mixture of liquid water plus gaseous steam. That means it is a liquid plus gas phase at the point number 2. Okay, from 2 to 3, after heating for some time period, there is the evaporation of that liquid water, whatever the water that is remaining. So finally we will get a dry saturated steam at point number 3. Which steam? Dry saturated steam. Why it is saturated? Because some amount of water particles which are contained inside the steam. Okay, and the steam which is at 100 degrees Celsius, that is why also it is also known as the saturated steam. because the steam which is at 100 degree Celsius at point number 3. Okay, then after heating for some period, that steam is converted into dry superheated steam. Which steam? Dry superheated steam at point number 4. At point number 4. Okay. Then what is exactly the degree of superheat? As we know that the steam production starts at T is equal to 100 degrees Celsius, and also after heating at 100 degrees Celsius for longer period, we will get what? The wet saturated steam. Which steam? Wet saturated steam or dry saturated steam. That means saturated steam. Then after heating that saturated steam for a longer time, we will get what? We will get a dry superheated steam at point number 4, as already we have seen. We will get a dry superheated steam at point number 4. That means its temperature increases. Superheat means its temperature increases more than 100 degree Celsius. That means this difference is known as a degree of superheat. This difference is known as degree of superheat. What is exactly the degree of superheat? Degree of superheat is equal to T superheated minus T saturated. That means this temperature minus this temperature. This temperature difference is known as the degree of superheat. Degree of superheat. Okay. So here are some heats, that is sensible heat. This is the sensible heat. This is latent heat, and this is the heat of superheated steam. What is exactly that? The sensible heat is the heat, or it is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 kg of water from 0 degrees Celsius to 0 degrees Celsius to boiling. 0 degrees Celsius to boiling of water. Okay, that means it is the amount of heat required to convert or to raise the temperature of 0 degrees Celsius water from 0 degrees Celsius water to the boiling water. Okay, that means from 0 to 100 degree Celsius. That means 1 to 2. This is the sensible heat. Now what happens in 2 to 3? The temperature is same. Temperature is kept same. That is T is equal to 100 degrees Celsius. But what happens? The wet steam or the saturated liquid and the mixture of saturated liquid and wet steam at 100 degrees Celsius, that is converted into the saturated vapors, because we will get saturated vapors at this point number 3, at 100 degree Celsius. That means this is the latent heat. It is the amount of heat required to convert saturated liquid. It is the amount of heat required to convert the saturated liquid at 100 degrees Celsius, at 100 degrees Celsius to the saturated vapors, Here we will get the saturated liquid plus gas steam. Okay, then at this point we will get only the saturated steam. We will get what? Saturated steam. Okay, saturated liquid to saturated steam. That conversion is known as or the amount of that heat required, that is known as the latent heat of vaporization. Then that saturated steam is converted into the dry superheated steam. Which steam? Dry superheated steam. That means if we define the heat of superheated steam, then heat of superheated steam, it is the amount of heat required to convert the saturated steam into the dry superheated steam. It is the amount of heat required to convert what? This wet saturated steam or saturated steam into the dry superheated steam. Into what? Dry superheated steam. That heat is known as heat of superheated steam. Okay. Once again, let us see What is sensible? Sensible means to convert a 0 degree Celsius water from 0 degree Celsius to 100 degree Celsius. 100 degree Celsius, and the phase is liquid. Phase is liquid. No gas phase is involved. Okay. Let us see what is exactly the latent heat. It is the amount of heat required to convert this saturated liquid into the saturated vapors. That means 2 to 3. Here we will get what? Here we will get water at 0 degree Celsius. Water at 0 degree Celsius. Here we will get what? The saturated liquid. Okay. And here what we will get? Here we will get saturated vapors. Saturated steam किंवा vapors. Okay. So this is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. So after heating these saturated vapors at temperature greater than 100 degrees Celsius, we will get at point number 4, we will get what? Superheated steam, dry superheated steam. Okay. That means to convert, it is the amount of heat required to convert saturated steam into the superheated steam. That heat is known as heat of superheated steam. Okay. Let us see this TS diagram. This is the TS diagram. Already we have seen the TQ diagram. This is the TQ diagram. This is the TS diagram. This is exactly similar to the previous one, because the question is asked like this: show the following points on a TS diagram. First is the critical point. Then saturated liquid line, saturated vapor line, wet region. Okay. In the previous diagram, let us see that this is the, as we know that this is the liquid region. Which region? Liquid region. This is liquid plus gas, and this is a gas. Okay. This is the liquid region. This is the liquid region. From this to this, this is the liquid. From this to this, this is the liquid plus gas, and this is the gas phase. Okay. So if we see and take a center, this is the center, then this is completely what? This is completely a liquid line. Which line? Liquid line, because it contains the maximum liquid phase into over that line. Then if we see this line or this side, this is the vapor phase. Which line? Vapor line. And this is the highest point, which is the critical point. Critical point is the highest point on a curve. Okay. Now actually we will see in a TS diagram, first is the critical point. The highest point over the curve, is known as the critical point. Okay. We can see a highest point here, that is the critical point. And as already I have told, the portion from this point to the left side, that is the saturated liquid line. Which line? Saturated liquid line. That is our second point. Then the line after this point, that is known as the saturated vapor line. Then regions, as we know that this is completely the liquid region. Then this is completely liquid plus gas. Then this is the gas phase, vapor phase. Okay. Then let us see the regions. This is the liquid plus gas, this is gas. So this is the wet region. Which region? Wet region. The fourth point in that is the wet region. This is the wet region. Liquid plus gas phase is known as the wet region. Okay. Now let us again see the degree of superheat. As we know that degree of superheat is equal to, it is the difference between the superheated temperature and the saturation temperature. Superheated temperature of the steam minus the saturation temperature of the steam. That means degree of superheat is equal to T sup minus T sat. Okay, T sup minus T sat. This difference of the temperature is known as the degree of superheat. Okay, this is the entropy. Yes, this is the temperature. So that means this is the TS diagram. Which diagram? TS diagrams. And the previous one was, this is the TQ diagram. That means temperature heat diagram. Okay, both are very important for the examination point of view. All the students, dear students, I hope that all you have understood the different phases of the steam generation under the constant pressure and various types of heats, that is sensible heat, latent heat, and the heat of superheated steam. Okay. So important terms, first is the sensible heat. As we know that sensible heat means to convert the water from 0 degree Celsius to the boiling point, that is 100 degree Celsius, and the water is in liquid phase completely in the sensible heat. Then in latent heat, the water is in a liquid plus gas phase. Then that liquid plus gas phase is converted into the gas. That is converted into the gas. That means whatever the saturated liquid at 100 degrees Celsius, that is converted into saturated vapors. That is converted into the saturated vapors, but the temperature is not increasing. Temperature is 100 degree Celsius. Temperature is 100 degree Celsius. Then heat of superheated steam. That means to convert the wet saturated steam into the dry superheated steam. Then degree of superheat is equal to T sup minus T sat. Okay. This is all about our 8th lecture. So thank you.